In your own view, is that an acceptable way of winning elections? Shouldn't people vote for people based on their performance as their representative? Does it not undermine democracy when people are manipulated and their poverty and helplessness exploited for their votes? Honorable nominee, what exactly is your relationship with a certain female oga at the top? Is it true that you and her are very, very close and that she has been seen visiting you allegedly at very unwholesome hours? Cho, my brother. The vetting of some nominees by my good self would have been very, very spectacular. Cho. So I now understand why some people never went for ministerial appointments. So there are some people who were offered ministerial appointments. They say they don't want it. Because, my brother, their vetting would have been remarkable and spectacular. True. It would have been very, very beautiful. Like the kinds of things that would have come out of those vettings would have resembled your eyes. So it would have been very nice to prove the maxim of the relationship between equity and having clean hands. So true. Maybe one of these days, I will vet some people hypothetically on this show. I'll put them on. I'll be the chairman of the vetting committee on this show. And I'll vet people in the studio. Which brings me to one question I want to ask this evening. Please. Is it true that... okay, you see... the question has to go to the Ghana Police Service. I'm tempted to say service without integrity, but I won't say it. My brother, you see, Ghana Police has developed a very wonderful reputation for investigating cases that can go up to 10 years old. There are cases that they have been investigating for more than 10 years. I think we will need a window in future or some kind of a law that will compel them to investigate cases within a 6-month period. Though. Because I remember a case involving a certain justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana. My brother, that case was a very serious public interest case. Because it involved one lawyer openly accusing that justice, that oga at the Supreme Court, at the risk of disbarment by the General Legal Counsel, that oga had demanded a serious bribe, a $5 million bribe, in order to let the outcome of a particular case go a certain way, allegedly. Interestingly, the case involves that fantastic animal called judgment debt. Judgment debt. Which, next to ghost names, is one of the nicest and coolest ways of creaming off taxpayers' money with very, very little or noise. My brother, that judgment debt animal, the number of people who have chopped from it. So if we had to mark the register, Mr. Presidency. Some people used to be very vocal in the media. When the matter of judgment debt came up because they had collected some and chopped, they never spoke in the... my brother. Besides, judgment debts don't need parliamentary approval. And all that drama and rigmarole true. So, that matter of that allegation had implications. So, Because beyond establishing the facts and otherwise, we also would have had the benefit, or we also have the benefit of the work that Anas has done, pointing in the direction of how some of our judges, I said some of our judges have been put in very bad light, because of their penchant for collecting something. So if the Oga Pata at the top himself at the time was allegedly demanding bribes, it was not a good thing for the administration of justice. Because it meant that the rich will always be able to buy justice after trampling on the rights of a lot of people. My brother, when the allegation came up, the Oga Pata himself made a formal complaint to the Ghana police. You understand? For them to investigate the matter. And this was in July of 2021. Before the man went on retirement. It is almost 4 years since that formal complaint was made. If the police have completed their work, how come we, the people, haven't heard the result? Why hasn't it been made public? So we know exactly what the true facts are and who lied or vice versa. My brother, it would be very nice to hear from the police. So please, the matter involving Justice Eniebwa, have you finished your investigation? What were your findings? Similarly, around the 13th of October 2015 or thereabouts, a petition was sent to the Ghana Police Service in a matter in which a lawyer and a member of parliament was caught on tape demanding a bribe from a certain bank which had wanted to float shares on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Because according to this lawyer and this member of parliament, the transaction lacked parliamentary approval and was thus illegal. The police, among other things, was to authenticate the tape and proceed to advise the Attorney General on their way forward after his investigation, since the content of the tape bordered on criminality, bribery. My brother, October 25 will be exactly 10 years since the petition was lodged by the 3 Ghanaians with the Ghana Police Service, or should I say police CID. I'm sitting here and I'm watching. If we, the people, ever got the report of the investigation, and why we never had anything, is it the case that it can take 10 years to investigate the contents of a tape or to authenticate it? Or those results of that investigation in question were concluded, yet somehow we, the people, never got to know how it panned out? Or we, the people, should conclude that when hit pass up on certain public officials on allegations of malfeasance, or in some cases naked criminality, once the matter is lodged with the police or the police CID, in some cases, allegedly, it will herald the end of the matter, because we will never hear about the end of the investigation. So the rest of we, the mob robbers, our cases will be promptly investigated and then prompt action taken, But when you become a certain organ in the scheme of things, when your case goes to the place there, the investigation, the investigation can go on for 10 years. Or when you become a member of certain groupings, certain rules which apply to the rest of the people doesn't apply to you because you become superhuman and therefore above the law. So, Odikro wants to know, my brother. Odikro wants to know. So, well, I hope the police CID will come out very swiftly and let we, the people, know the status of all these investigations. So, in future, I expect people who appear before a certain committee in parliament to tell with the people their full blood count, their cholesterol count, the number of domestic animals, including Joseph meows, they have in their house, and the number of times they sleep with their wives and portable devices. If they don't give with the people that information, we will not be happy. We will be very, very angry. But well, this is not even what I've got to talk about this evening. Beyond that, should we, the people, not change the name of that exercise that goes on in that small enclave in Parliament from vetting to interrogation or inquisition? Maybe that is what we should do. We should call it the Inquisition Committee or the Interrogation Committee of Parliament. So that when witnesses are appearing, they can come with their lawyers. Anyway, as I was saying, this is not even what I've got to talk about this evening. I was just asking a number of questions. And I'll be very, very grateful. I want to know what happened to that particular investigation in which a member of parliament and a lawyer was caught on tape allegedly demanding a bribe from a bank. What happened to that matter? We the people want to know. Sorry for the digression. As I said, this is not even what I've got to talk about this evening. The only thing is that a lot of people are getting very, very disappointed with the umbrella MPs in parliament, some of them. Because it is as if they are the minority, as opposed to the super majority that they are. Why are no rather the majority? Because first of all, in 2012, Yanum actually boycotted this whole procedure of vetting because they were protesting quote being robbed by Barack Obama in that election, remember? And so they were not part of anything to do with nation building. They didn't attend the mass inauguration. They were not part of vetting, nothing. By that precedent, they can be ignored completely. Secondly, we also saw how Joe Wise conducted himself when he was heading that committee. We also saw how Sarah Joasafu treated Alasan Suini when the latter had serious questions that bordered on serious matters. So, in fact, let me refresh your memory. On that occasion, I believe the person that was going to be vetted was the departed finance minister. And the question that Sweeney had to do with whether or not the man had offshore holdings. Now, for those of you who don't understand how this whole offshore thing works, there are a group of countries in the world who don't believe in taxation. They don't believe in their citizens paying tax on their earnings and things like that. There are a number of them, like the Cayman Islands, like the Bahamas, like Georgetown, a number of them. They don't believe in taxes. So even if you go to any of those places and you're buying something, you don't pay tax. Try that nonsense in Ghana. You walk into a restaurant or you go into a shop, you buy something, they give you a receipt, you see plenty of taxes. COVID has been over since 2021. We still pay COVID tax here in Ghana. But in those countries, they don't pay taxes. So what some rich people do is that when they get money, they transfer all the money into bank accounts in those kinds of countries so that they won't pay tax on it. And Alassane Suini was seeking to find out whether the man who was coming to sit on top of all our money, taxes and revenues and all those things, had offshore holdings. Because it had implications. It meant that the man who was supposed to come and collect all this money, those monies, himself did not believe in paying tax. If it was true that he had offshore holdings. And he was trying to ask that question to bring the matter out into the public. About the all hell broke loose on that appointments committee headed by Joe Wise. And somebody like Sarah Josafu sat there and was shouting, you are too rude, you are too rude. Naturally, Joe Wise just overruled the question. That was it. You understand? Yet, when you look at what is happening in that place now, it is as if the elephants who are the minority are rather the majority. My brother, when has it ever been the case that the minority leader can have an unaffected field day doing vetting to cross-examine somebody for up to 5 hours? Is it an interrogation room or a court? Or the parliamentary or meta, the internal arrangements between the people that allow that type of thing. Please, it is too early for especially the majority to be making people regret voting massively for them. Because you see, my brother, if it was the elephants who had received this overwhelming endorsement of we the people in this manner, my brother, there is no way in hell the then minority leader will be given the floor to have this kind of field day and be grilling people for hours. So it will never have happened. We the people are getting sick and tired of people playing Jesus and Gandhi. There are many people, especially in parliament, some of them, they're always behaving as if, they have the same rapport, they have the same vibe as Jesus Christ and Mahatma Gandhi. It is not a church. It is politics. In politics, an eye for an eye and tooth for an tooth. That's how somebody said it when we went to Peki Training College in those days. They're asking you, to repeat it. He said an eye for an eye and tooth for an tooth. That is what politics is about. If Even if you people are friends in camera, or around the camera, or behind the camera, or whatever, and you go to the same places to eat, drink, and party, and sometimes even exchange your cars when you are going on chasing sprees and all those things. When it comes to Yanu, they do not hesitate to go in for your jugular in a lot of cases. So, you remember how they conducted parliament between 2017 and 2020? There was nothing like consensus. Whatever they wanted, they got. Why are you not returning the favor and the energy? Well, we the people are watching, no. We are watching. But as I said, this is not even what I've got to talk about this evening. Except that we just can't help, compare how Joe Wise steered the what do you call it, the vetting committee, and how Bernard Ayanfo is steering the inquisition or interrogation committee. You understand? And it even raises questions as to who on the side of the majority agreed for that format, where the minority leader, after all the persons had exhausted their questions, will be given unlimited space to question people extensively for 3 hours, as if it is a court or an inquisition. I mean, somebody has been nominated for a particular portfolio, and you're asking them questions based on things they are written on social media. That's an opinion expressed on social media on a particular subject, have anything to do with my competence for a particular portfolio. Anyway, it's all right. I'm going to leave you with a very small clip from the vetting, a certain vetting. Yes, listen with rapt attention. And good evening to all of you who joined the show on Facebook. I'll be here again on another occasion. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Ever!
I want to ask the honorable nominee, what are the 3 main subsectors in the fishing industry in Ghana? The 3 main subsectors within the fishing industry in Ghana.
The fishing industry, the 3 main subsectors. Yes, the nominee. Yes, Honorable nominee, we're listening to you. Ignore both sides of the house and address me, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I don't understand the question very well, so it's very difficult for me to answer it.
No, member, can you break it down for her for me, please?
Unfortunately for me, I don't know how to rephrase this question because very simple, straightforward question.
Subsectors. If you take the whole fishing industry, which sectors are identifiable, whether it's what do you call the marine subsector?
Mr. Chairman,
I'm verifying.
that's not fair.
I'm verifying for
Mr. Chairman,
you.
that's not fair. Mr. Chairman, that's not fair.
What are the 3 subsect branches you can
Mr.
find?
Chairman, I said I didn't understand the question.
Just
I wanted to be
now.
sure of what he was talking about. Yes.
Now, yes.
I said, what are the three main subsectors within the fishing industry?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the marine sector, aquaculture, and then the inland sector.
Wanya?
Your friend, Mamma, na me de assign. So they will see Wunya who drew. And then Remo PC Herbal Center. And then Fidie, a Shushani Pedremu. Now the Ahanra FDA. And Giatu, El Sayari, SCSC we. Why? And was saying in Pasagro and Swaney. Munina, Monko PC Herbal Center. Na ma means ma besio. Wusisi, Yashao Katita. Any area, Yaria Benetiti war. Copy C Herbal says, Sia, Bema, and now Oba on war. And I would dear, open him yam, and I chunyam yina, bra, na PC Herbal, Beshisha Winipediano, Amanesi Sukam Makama, Nebo also dear, say for 4.
Hey, sir!
Share PC Herbal Center, Chaquine, our Madina Social Welfare, Sacred.